SCP-2193 Monthly Terminations. Object Class Keter. Special Containment Procedures. The Artificial Intelligence Applications Division is to monitor the Foundation database for instances of SCP-2193-1. The instances are to be logged and removed, and the holding site's personnel will require amnestic therapy. Provisional Site 5 and Observation Site are to be exempted from this procedure in order to facilitate observation of the phenomena. Contact with these sites at any level, whether through in-person visits, phone calls, or email communication, is restricted to prevent further contamination of mission-critical sites. Description: SCP-2193-1 is an infohazardous anomaly affecting the documentation for items and entities in the Foundation database. It often appears in Object Special Containment Procedures or Addenda and references an operation referred to as the monthly termination of D-Class personnel. No evidence for the initial adoption or implementation of such a policy exists in any Foundation records, as verified by a RAISA investigation into all prior O5 administrator mandates and Site Director's Executive Committee resolutions. SCP-2193-1 is automatically inserted into a random digital SCP slot at irregular intervals. The method by which this is generated is unknown. Individuals who are exposed to SCP-2193-1 are subject to a mimetic effect, wherein they fully believe the monthly termination of Class D personnel to be a valid Foundation operation. This belief can be easily spread through any and all forms of communication solely by containing the phrase monthly termination. Unaffected personnel that possess doubt or suspicion are able to be overcome with simple rhetoric supporting the policy, and there is a noted lack of cognitive dissonance when presented with conflicting information. Aside from the excessive expenditure of Class D personnel, sites and individuals infected are able to perform their duties exceptionally and without undue complications. The first known document to host SCP-2193-1, SCP-01, has been removed from the database and is undergoing review from the Foundation Counterconceptual Division. No internal documentation or instructions exist that detail the actual termination process. Regardless, infected individuals and departments operate and terminate Class D personnel in a uniform manner. Remote observation of Sites 434 and 437, as well as security footage from affected sites prior to SCP-2193's discovery, have revealed the monthly termination process. On the final day of the month, testing is suspended on any SCPs which would involve Class D testing. Approximately 1/3 of the site's resident Class D population will stand facing their cell doors. Affected Class D personnel are fully compliant and cooperative throughout the entirety of the process. It should be noted that the affected Class D will still verbally assault and threaten nearby personnel. A sufficient detachment of security personnel will arrive to escort the Class D in single file line throughout the facility. Though the guards will be armed, no restraints are placed on the Class D. Researchers, Level 0, and other personnel not directly involved in the process will avoid the path of the officers and the Class D. This is perfectly choreographed despite the lack of planning or forewarning. The Class D will be led to a point outside the facility and taken to an area that is not covered by surveillance systems. Hidden cameras sewn into the guards' uniforms have been intentionally obscured, including in cases where they have no foreknowledge of its existence. Subdermal tracking implants on the D-Class cease function. The security guards return to the facility. The officers will claim to have terminated the D-Class via their sidearms. To date, the officers' firearms have been returned without a single discharged round. Recovery. SCP-2193 was discovered on October 31, 1994 by the Artificial Intelligence Application Division, Project Corinthian, aka Glaycon, after its initial upload to Site-17. The site was undergoing an SCP-2193 event, which the AI observed through the surveillance system. It attempted to contact then Site Director J. as the AI interpreted the procedure as illogical and without precedent. Its communications were disregarded. The AI correctly deduced the presence of a mimetic effect. It began the process of removing SCP-2193-1 throughout the site's backup digital files, as well as every entry on the main database accessible by Site-17 personnel. It completed the process before the D-Class had been removed from their cells and disabled the door's electronic locks. Dyrich Emmerich was contacted by Site-17 security chief, who requested his assistance in disabling the AI system override. D. Lurk investigated the situation and, finding the AI to be acting in accordance with standard principles, instead alerted MTF Eta-10, See No Evil. Site-17, along with 12 other sites, had to be quarantined, with their corresponding records wiped of SCP-2193-1. Provisional Site 11 and Observation Site 20 were exempted for testing purposes. Addendum. Incident Log 2193-19 Forward. January 31st, 1999, at 1:30, Provisional Site 202 underwent an SCP-2193 event. During the transport of Class D personnel, behavioral changes were noted in both the detainees and the guards. The Class D repeatedly expressed concerns over their fate, while the guards apologized profusely. The following is an excerpt taken from Agent Yetsen's headcam as the event reached its conclusion.
1:59 and 23 seconds, the group approaches a rounded clearing in the woods 2 kilometers south of the site. 2:01 and 46 seconds, the Class D continue directly towards the clearing center. The guards branch out and form a ring around the group. This formation is congruous with previous observations. 2:04 and 32 seconds, the guards around the Class D's perimeter turn away from the group and obscure their head cams, excluding Agent Yetsen. 2:05 and 5 seconds, D-1920 lifts vertically, and hovers in place 0.3 meters off the ground. 2:05 and 9 seconds, D-1920 continues upward, at an estimated speed of 35,000 km per hour. D-1823 begins to hover. 2:05 and 12 seconds, this process repeats for each Class D. They are taken individually. Note, neither Provisional Site A nor orbital assets were able to view this phenomena, despite the fact that the area was covered by the surveillance systems of each asset. 2:06 and 58 seconds, Agent Yetsen watches the final Class D depart, and fixates on the full moon. 2:07 and 33 seconds, the moon appears to blink. Note, personnel stationed at Lunar Area 32 reported no corresponding abnormalities at this time. 2:07 and 35 seconds, Agent Yetsen begins to run. In the background, the other guards can be seen remaining in their position. 2:07 and 39 seconds, Agent Yetsen is lifted in a manner similar to the previous Class D. 2:07 and 41 seconds, camera feed cuts as the agent reaches the stratosphere.
Afterward, under questioning, the guards asserted that Agent Yetsen had been attacked by the Class D and that he had been killed in the resulting altercation.